Sid, it's Kane. I was watching some of your runs earlier just to see where the time save was to help out a bit. I did notice the mission you tend to struggle on the most, it is cola trucks. And I'll show why here. So you missed this first truck, that's fine. We're gonna go bit by bit here. I'll show off the past 5 runs. I've noticed you've been struggling with this one in particular. The first cola truck, you're going to impact them at about here, but this is like a head-on collision. Normally we go for around the wheel, but you tend to go really early. But we'll see here, you do recorrect for it, but at the angle that the truck is facing, we'll draw a line here. This is your direct center of impact. You're about at the middle of the truck. This angle he's gonna go in, not the best. I'm not saying that you couldn't hit this. I'm just saying this way is a bit trickier. I think you went in a bit too early. We'll watch the rest of this clip to see what ends up happening. Another thing I think you can work on, head strat, any sort of backup here. Alright, what you did here is pretty okay. You end up getting him on a pixel here and then having to reset. We'll go on to the third truck in this run. This part, you got the strat, you just overshot because you got hit by the lamppost. And then you end up getting a really good backup actually. This was another run, separate run. You were on a really good pace. You hit him right here. You're gonna go for it, and then here you almost get it. You still do some damage, but again, I really don't like the angle and how early you go in on here. See how this backup goes. Once again, we're failing the backup. Head strat, not looking too good. This first truck, I would highly recommend practicing both for the backup as well as the main strat in these scenarios. We'll go over this bit by bit. So you get the first hit, that's really good. Now you're coming at him a bit at this angle. This I actually quite like. I don't hate this entirely. I think it's maybe a bit too early and maybe a bit too center mass. We can see he's going towards the pole at a better angle than the first clip. But we'll see how he sort of gets on the left-hand side here. Once again, I'm pointing out where you hit this truck at. You're about in the upper half for where to hit him. I want you to linger a bit back. It's a very scary moment. Here, I'm going to point out, you got your brakes, alright? You decided to brake a bit late, but you don't full commit to the reverse, I don't think. We'll play the clip. And yeah, you kind of did it a bit late. I think if you did it a bit sooner, maybe you get it, but again, it's a bit sketchy. It's on the left-hand side. And even in your PB, I'll show it later, but it did not work. And then obviously the head strat was, yeah. That was an attempt, I guess. Your second truck in this run, you end up getting a really good first hit damage, but it's not the corner. So you end up ramming back into him again. And honestly, you destroy him before the power plant. We'll see here. You hit him on this. Third cola truck, you spin out. It's a bit of an issue. You do end up getting the truck here. You lose a tiny bit of time with the spin out though. And then we can see the exit time. You're still green on this run, by the way. This run, boom, initial hit, turn around. You're going for it again. And this time again, you might have gotten it in this run, but this is like very, very close. You can see he went to the left-hand side. This is your second truck. These all, by the way, passed like 5 runs, alright? Throughout the month. You're guiding them, you kind of miss the strat, but you do get this pretty decent backup. But you will have to reset. You know, it's whatever. Sometimes you miss a truck. That's actually, I've seen a lot worse. I've done a lot worse myself as well. Third truck, beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. You can see the exit time for this run, pretty good. 10 seconds. This was your PB. So we're comparing against PB here, PB March. Beautiful. Couldn't ask for a better first cola truck. This is the one I think you struggle with the most, as do I think most people. That was gorgeous, chef's kiss. You do end up getting the vent here. I'll come back to this vent later. But that vent I find questionable, alright? And then here you're going for this first hit. I don't know how to feel about this. This you could do faster, and this is in your PB. So you get that. You do get the 1 pixel though, so that's really good. The initial hit though, we can crop that out. You'll go here for the wasp. I don't hate the fact that you're going for the wasp here. Just a personal preference thing, I guess, for coin routing. This is fine. You know. Here's your third cola truck. You get the strap, but it's a little scuffed. Again, you're getting a bit of an overshoot. It is hard, so I don't blame you to get it like perfect. You do good, but this is your PB again, by the way. You do a bit of a tilt, you have to reset, so that'll lose a bit of time. There's some places you can get time, and you actually do it twice in this mission in your PB. See the time being lost there. I also went through the rest of your PB, and I'll start with Bart. We'll do this in chronological order. We missed the Bart and Frink little tree push. You do end up still getting the shortcut though, so it's not that big of a deal, but that will save time, granted, if you go for it and get it successfully. Next, just a small thing, you go through this side. This is fine, I was just pointing this out for the vent. Also, you had to reset there, but it's whatever. And then the Apu escape. This, I have no idea what went wrong. This looks so scuffed. You almost end up hitting the wall at the end. I don't think you did, but still. Monkey see, monkey do. You get 1 freebie, and I think that's the only freebie you get. You get another wasp on foot. Now, because of this 1 wasp, your coins at the very end of the run, you could have skipped something, and I'll bring that up when it happens. But you didn't end up making up for those lost coins on the last wasp. You do get this wasp though. Get out of your car, managing hit and run meter. All of this is fine. This wasp I would recommend to get. This one is really fast if you know how to park. You park at a certain angle at the stairs. It's kind of hard to show, but you end up spawning on top of your truck and you can get the wasp for like, 1-2 seconds. Your first sellouts car, I think you could do a lot better on. First hit, not the best. He glides off of it, but you end up still doing damage. See why this first hit matters up and coming. This isn't the biggest point of contention in the run. It's just a small little thing. You get a 37 exit on the first car. You could change that to like a 43, 42, 41, 4X. And then the rest of the sellouts was actually really good. I approve of this sellouts. This is fine. All of this is fine. We'll just fast forward through it. But I did want to show the exit time for the sellouts because of that first car, you exit with a 634, which I know you can do better on. Here we're in Lisa, and I've noticed this habit where you tend to go through the glass instead of going on the side here. And it's not only for this mission, we'll show it off later. So we see, you go through this side. I mean, I guess this, I don't understand. Maybe you want a wider angle when you go in. But as we know, when you go up, you lose a lot of time. Usually if you're in the air, you lose time compared to being off the air. You also get this bend. I don't hate this. I just think it's a pretty interesting bend to get. We'll see here in Clueless, you do the same thing here with the burn sign, tilbert sign, instead of going on the right hand side early. And I'll play the full clip. Because I also notice you don't do the hit and run strat, which is fine because you end up getting the the beach boxes, and I think the wasp as well. Well, you try to go for the wasp, but it's fine. So I'm interested why we don't take the shortcut still, but here is something you can just save a little bit of time on. Not like I don't hate this plan of attack. You just missed the boat jump, but just save this for like 3-7 or whatever. That's fine, whatever. I also wanted to show off the fact that at this point in the run, let's look at these coins. Normally, on a good run, you'd have like 950. You're barely about to crack 900. And because of that, you go for the vend here, and then do the reset. So, coins, constant issue throughout this run. And we can notice that because of the coin count, actually, you can skip something later. Here in Marge, I notice you don't get the vend in Redneck Roundup. I think you can do this pretty easily, implement this pretty easily to save like a tiny bit of time in your 3-7, because you tend to get it in 3-7 a lot. There's some traffic that spawns, but it's fine. Usually you can deal with it. Here in Ketchup Logic, you get Malibu early. I don't completely hate this, but I feel like you're at the level where you can get it in Wolf Stole My Pills and be fine. In Apu, you go for this freebie, but the way you aim your car, you get stuck at the sit and rotate. I think if you went on the right side, maybe got the newspaper stand and got it with an e-brake boost, not only you're more likely to get the wasp, but you also get not stuck here. You also miss Baby Van and Apu, and this Baby Van was not very good. You do get a backup though, so it's like, yeah, you miss it, but it's a backup here. But that's a lot of time save you can get. You can see the time you're losing on the left-hand side on your splits here. It's getting all the drops. So yeah, that's a really decent chunk of time save. Huge time save in Apu from what I've seen. Not too dissimilar to my Apu, because my Apu is always dog water. I have like 50 seconds time save. Get the armored truck here, but it gets stuck, which is really unfortunate. You do end up getting the. I'm assuming in this clip you know he's gonna get stuck, but you end up getting the wasp, the Ven. You kind of want these coins anyway, so might as well while he's still damaging himself. You go back, and then get him unstuck. Small thing here. I wish on the way back you got the newspaper stand. That's just me. You can see the time you lost here. That's quite a lot of time. Your PB was actually very tight on timing here. On the curator, you're gonna get the box. I don't hate gazebo box, especially low on coins. And you miss curator strat by just a hair. This strat sucks, so I don't blame you. You do get a pretty decent backup though. You don't get the main one, but you get the one right after, so it's nothing terrible for a backup. That's just a bit of time save. Should you get the main strat, I guess. Drive back, and you can see you're plus 8.4 heading into Bart right here. Going in the Bart mistakes, I notice here you get this vend, and again, because of your coin count, kind of want this vend. You have pretty low coins. Not too terrible, but definitely box worthy. So you end up losing a bit of time on 6-2. Here's just a small thing. I don't even know what happened there. I'm not even gonna cap. I don't even think that's your fault. The casino armored truck just rammed into him. All right, like whatever. And then here's what I'm talking about in Homer 2. Because of your low coin count, you have to get the double boxes neighbors. But something interesting in this Homer 2, you get this and the Ven at Krusty Burger. You can see your coin count. You actually go over an entire box and then a few coins. So I think if you tidy that up a bit, you can probably end up skipping neighbors all you need is like a wasp worth of coins, and as we said before, getting the wasp in monkeys is pretty good. Here you just struggle with the park on 7-4. This will save you a bit of time. And then here we're waiting for traffic to despawn. This is RNG, so I just thought I'd point this out, but nothing too big. These are all the major mistakes I found. Some of them aren't even mistakes, they're just RNG. You also have to reset because you're not at snake's height, but it's whatever. So, yeah, there you go. Hope this helps.